Davies. I'm the head of personal banking at Triodos Bank in the UK. But I first want to say why I think the title of this session, Our Growing Role in UK Retail Banking, is relevant and why it's inspiring, with 3 points. Firstly, impact. And for me, all of our work comes down to this. It's why we need to grow. It's why we need to make money. It's why we need to be sustainable. Without that, we cannot be an alternative, a credible alternative. Secondly, growth brings a growing community of people living with sustainable finance in their lives. Now, over the last 10, maybe even 20 years, there's been more and more people who are acting sustainably, whether it's on food, on energy, on transport. The reality is that a lot of people still haven't added sustainable finance to that shopping list. And then thirdly, our voice in a sector that is still looking for answers. We're now 6 years on from Northern Rock, Merrill Lynch, and the start of the crisis. The debate about what a banking sector looks like and should look like still rages, whether we should have a few big banks, whether we should have a plethora of small banks, regional banks, mutuals, you name it, and that is still going on. For me, what's important is that a lot of this discussion is still around structure. People talk about cultural change, it's often in the context of pay. I don't think there's been anywhere near enough discussion about actual fundamental intent, why people go into banking and what banks are there for. It is not just a numbers game. We don't make profit for profit's sake. We don't have a pure focus on market share. What we do has a purpose, and that purpose drives us, and that purpose is positive change that we all passionately believe in. And the good news is that people are listening to us. The Treasury listens to us, government is listening to us, customers are listening to us. In the last year, we've been invited to many panel discussions. We've been invited to be speakers. I spoke at quite a big corporate social responsibility conference about my views on trust in banking and cultural change. And I took quite a lot of excitement from that meeting because I posed some quite challenging conclusions, and far from sort of being chucked out of the room, I actually got some really good engagement with a lot of people, and it became clear to me that whilst a lot of big businesses have got a long way to go, there genuinely is a desire to begin to move in that direction. When Barclays announced, when Anthony Jenkins announced that Barclays was going to become more ethical, it was Triodos that Sky News came to ask for what we thought about that. That's probably the best bit of the year, actually. We've been put into government consultations, and some of our bigger charity partners are actually now coming to us, and they're saying, we want to have a voice in terms of what banking needs to do. We understand the importance of financial services. What can we say? How can you help us? And that's just fantastic. So in this way, we have strength beyond our size as a catalyst for movement for more change. We really need to we are becoming an alternative of choice. So to that end, in April, we launched fixed-rate ISAs. They've been very successful so far, and we also allow new customers to hold more than one ISA with us, which sounds like a technical detail, but it gives much more flexibility. And then later on in April, we launched our retail investment funds. These are funds that have been in the Netherlands and the rest of the group for quite a few years, but this is the first time that we launched them to retail customers in the UK, along with a stocks and shares ISA. And what this means is that our customers and new customers can invest in one of the most robustly screened and researched socially responsible investment funds available in the UK today. Last year, some of you who were here will remember that I mentioned our fledgling affiliate program. And through the hard work of Tom and my team, I'm really pleased to say that we have a much, much bigger number of affiliate partners now. You'll recognize, I'm sure, all of these on the slide. And the reality of what this means is that through cooperation with these guys, we now reach over 3 million people, you amongst them, I'm sure. I mean, it gives us a real vehicle. We have a very small marketing budget, and it really gives us an opportunity to talk to people, make people aware of what we do in a way that chimes with the values of why they went to those and why they're members of those organizations in the first place. And that is working hugely successfully for us. So, a good year. There's more to be done. There's more potential. There's more need for us, and there's more need for you and thousands of people like you. We are and we will continue to develop a credible set of services. Now that we have a full savings and investment range, the focus really can switch to a current account, and I'm pleased to be able to say that on the back of a year's hard work in terms of producing a business case, we do now have formal approval to launch a current account in the UK. Now, I urge a bit of patience. These things, on a serious note, these things do take time. It's a huge investment for the bank at a group level and in the UK, and we need to do this properly, hence the work that we've done. The project will kick off later in 2014, and we're hoping that within about 30 months we will have a product. So hold on in there, and it will come. Beyond this, continuing to grow our voice in the financial services industry and within government remains important so that we can help shape the future, the direction that banks take. And finally, and I would say most importantly, getting the Triodos name, getting the brand, getting the mission and the message out there to a growing segment of the UK population who increasingly are concerned about the provenance of what they consume is absolutely crucial. And this means engaging with thousands of people like you and helping you to want to spread the word. This, I believe, is the key to our future growth, and that's why I'm so happy to see all of you here today. You are what allows this change to happen. It's with your belief, your advocacy, your deposits and investments that these things come about. You are what is creating the change that we all believe in. And that's why I say that you all are the change makers. Thank you.